So, when I was a kid, there was this one game that I would play all the time in school. It was called Lemonade Stand, and teachers would let us play it because it was low key a math game. Now that I'm a game dev, I want to recreate this game to see what I can learn from a level and game design perspective. So I have two goals with this project. The first is to recreate the game and give it a little refresh with more modern looking assets and UI design. And then the second goal is to add like a little twist to it. I don't know what it is just yet, but I want it to be quirky and fun. So I made this mind map that goes through the different elements and systems of the game to better help plan out and visualize, how I want the project to go. I wanted to go for this clean, hand drawn art style. Now, for the core game systems, I've broken them down into four parts. So you have the weather, you have the shop where you're actually purchasing items for your lemonade stand and then creating the recipes for them. You have the actual day of selling the lemonade, and then you have the customers. And I'm actually going to start building that out first. Okay, so here I've built out a few customer game objects and attached my empty customer script. And I've also added a basic shape to represent the lemonade stand since I don't have the art for that yet. And for the customers, I went with Pablo Stanley's Open Peeps. I just really like the nice hand drawn art style, and I think it's going to serve perfectly for this game. I am actually going to jump in and start building out those character objects right now. In the lemonade stand game, the customer's movement is pretty basic. They move just either left or right. So the movement should be pretty simple. For testing purposes, I'm just going to drop the customers on either side of the lemonade stand. And then I'm adding a direction variable that just tells the game object if they're moving to the right or moving to the left. Okay, so right now, all of these game objects right here are hard coded to either go left or go right. Eventually, I will program a way to dynamically set that direction based off of which side of the lemonade stand they are on. Um, but that's a future Lex problem. That's not current Lex problem. So, and excellent. They are moving across the screen perfectly. Okay, now we need to make sure that the customers are detecting when they collide or move by the lemonade stand. So I'm going to do that by adding box collisions to all of these objects. All right, so we already got into our first like big bug here. So you can see my customers are either slamming into each other or their collisions not even being detected when they walk by the lemonade stand. So I'm trying to figure this out. Okay, after some research and lots of Googling, I did not configure my collision layers correctly. What I need to do is create a customer layer and then tell the rigid bodies to ignore all collisions on the customer layer. On my lemonade stand, I'm going to need to prevent the lemonade stand from exerting any force onto the customers. So what I'm just going to do for now is debug log something like I'm purchasing a lemonade just to get the behaviors kind of hooked up here. The other challenging thing that I need to figure out is how should the customer determine if they are going to buy lemonade or not? So, for example, if you look at the game, it's clear that on rainy and cloudy days, people are less likely to buy lemonade. And I also have noticed that in the original game, if you adjust the price too high, the customers won't even buy the lemonade no matter what the weather's like. But before we even get into that, I want to talk about the work I did on the lemonade stand script. Here we've got a couple of variables. These are like the pitcher itself and some of the supplies. And then this is pretty much all the magic of the lemonade stand itself. The pitcher will look at a specific recipe, and I've hooked that up in another script. It will go through and it'll update all the supplies, subtracting the supplies from the recipe, and then creating a new pitcher with 10 new cups of lemonade. And then at this point, if we're out of any one of the ingredients, then I'm just going to debug log out of stock for today. Yeah, that was a lot of numbers, but here is where I'm at today. Now, I think it's a good time to take a break from coding and start working on the art. The original game had your classic lemonade stand where you're propped up in front of the yard in a like suburban neighborhood. I really wanted to model this setting a little bit based off of where I live, because like I live in a townhouse in a very walkable area. I tried to keep the similar color palette as the character art so they all felt like they worked together. Okay, so I've been doing some more work on the customer script today, and I'm mostly focusing on the like buying behavior that I was alluding to earlier. So I'm just going to walk through the code that I did. I have my demand score right here, and I have it set to 2. And the way it is modified is based off of the weather. I have this weather condition variable that holds some weather data. And it's basically an enum that holds either rainy, hazy, coldy, or coldy. It's an enum that is either set to rainy, hazy, cloudy, or sunny. So, how it works is on your rainy and cloudy days, we are subtracting from this demand score, and we're subtracting a random number between 0 and 2. And then on the sunny days, like sunny and hazy days, we're actually adding to the demand score. This demand score will determine if the customer is going to buy when they walk past the lemonade stand. So the higher it is, the more likely they will buy. And now that we have the core functionality stamped out, I think it's a good time to start working on some UI. I'm using this free UI hand-drawn asset pack. I'm just going to mess around with it and just see what I come up with. Okay, there has been a lot of progress made. I mean, we've got a lot of the basic art assets, we got a lot of the core mechanics in place, and now only thing left is to add some more polish, and also I want to add some UI so that the players can actually start building out their recipes and selling lemonade. And if you made it to the end of this video, why not consider subscribing? I'll be making more videos like this, devlogs, and just the whole journey of making a bunch of fun, cozy, small games. If you have any suggestions about anything that you'd like to see, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. Till next time, bye!